is Sunday, June 13th. The lucky 13th. I probably look awful. Haven't been to the bathroom yet. Well, I have to clean up anyhow. So, I got all my wash together. I've been up about a half hour. Got all my wash together. And everything out. Emptied my pockets. And went to the washing machine. And it says it don't open till 9 o'clock. So, I was hoping to get all that done. Started by 8, get it all done by 9:30, and get out of here by 10. Of course, I've got a 9-mile day. 9.6 according to gut hooks. So, who knows? Anyhow. Yeah, this is what the hostel looks like. This is the bunk room. I got very lucky when I checked in last night. There was no one else checked in. I had the whole place to myself last night, which is very nice. And this light evidently does not work. So, no, I did not know that. So, it may not be enough light for you to see adequately. But, you got basically bunk beds. Boom, boom. But here, it's nicer than a lot of other places, because you've got curtains. And you can go ahead and isolate yourself. Now, I've read reviews and criticism that the beds were like coffins, but they're much wider than a twin bed, I think. Or at least the same width as a twin bed. And, you're close. It's a bunkhouse. But you get a little bit of your own private space with the curtain and stuff. And I did hear that they had each bunk had a light and an outlet and USB ports for charging. That does not seem to be true, which is unfortunate. But when you're the only one here, it's no big deal. You just use everything on the table. So, but it would have been nicer. And fire extinguisher, clock, all that good stuff, and a clock. Here I am looking for the time before. Not very observant. And the grounds are nice. Maybe I'll step out for a little bit and do a little filming. These people don't know I'm here. Here's cottage for rent. And cars. And those nice people gave me a ride here up the road. And tenting there. Oh, and it's probably how he gets his Wi-Fi. Maybe. And his ice machine office. And this is the resort. It is a very nice setting in the woods. And people put stuff in hiker boxes, and people take stuff out. Sometimes you have extra things, sometimes you don't. And that's how hiker box works. It's like give a penny, take a penny. I found a couple of, little clips and stuff like that, covers, which are nice, and I put stuff in them too. It just, you look at it and say, okay. I'm not using it. It's not really necessary. And you get rid of it. Alright, anyhow. I just realized I was focusing on nothing. I'm going to go ahead and take my Monopoly. I'm going to go ahead and take my shower and get cleaned up. And do my laundry when I'm allowed to. You can't do it till 9. There's a room right on the other side of the laundry. I was told also that, so you don't want to do it in the middle of the night because you can wake people up. So, try to stay by the rules and not upset people. I am going to do that today. And I'm going to try and get out of here definitely before noon, because I'm figuring it's a good 8-hour walk, and I'd like to get there. I would have rather gotten there 4 in the afternoon. Here it's going to be 5 or 6, or 7 or 8. But, alright, catch you later. Bye-bye. Oh, this is the bear hospital, something bear. Black bear. Black bear, you want to... Black Bear Resort Hostel. And I'm headed to Boots Off. That's where my package is with my new shoes. That's what I did want to point out a couple times. New shoes. See the old shoes? I've got about 420 miles on them now. Actually, I've got more than that because I was wearing them around the house to see if I liked them and stuff like that. But I didn't put much wear on them in the house. So, that is one of the downsides on these shoes. You know, most people get between 3 and 600 miles out of them. 600 foot in it. Because they start showing the wear at 300. And the soles aren't bad. The soles you could probably get another, but the tops start to wear off and your foot moves in the shoe now. It's not held firmly to the sole because the tops wear out, and it's more inclined to, fall and all stuff like that, slip. Oh, here's what the person was talking about. One of the reviews of the hospital is that it's an awful place. They promote gun, stuff like that. There is a magazine here. Good. I wonder what the hell they were talking about. But there's also backpacking, field and stream, journey, sports, and sports. It's not just a place for... Yeah, they left you with the opinion that it was a military training camp. It's not. Alright. Here's another view of the hostel. And here's the bridge that goes over the thing to get to the hospital. Over the river or creek or whatever they call it. And it's got some iron on it. Although it looks like it's just resting there. Not like it's a structural component. Who knows? Oh, underneath. It might be different. Okay. I was going to say, it's a lot of stuff just arrested there. Anyhow. Yeah. And there's the sign for them. It was a nice day. The comments in gut hooks is very wrong. I don't believe they'd have bug beds. Bed bugs. Yeah, I'm alright. Bed bugs. Don't believe they have it. They have, whatchamacallit, very high cleanliness standards all around, I saw. And it was a nice little stay. Unfortunately, the road walk isn't that nice, but it's a little less than a half a mile according to the gut hooks. I might as well continue filming as we go by. There's evidently fish in the brook here, or the stream, because people caught them where they were talking about it and cooked them up and stuff. And they enjoyed this day. I'm going to go ahead and get on the other side of the road so I can see when somebody's coming. Because with the sound of the water rushing by, I can't hear if somebody's coming behind me. And this is good. And it's a little country road, just barely enough for 2 cars if they're going by one another. So I have to be very attentive. But it is nice they have cottages, full cottages, half cottage, cabins. Cabin, I was explained, is just electricity. no plumbing. The cottage has full features of a small house. That's the difference. And there's a hammock, which I suspect is Slim's. Slim is a full-time trail person. He's been on trails for a few years now. Interesting character. Saw him up at the hostel the other night, or yesterday, at some point. And he's been all over the place. He's been on the trails for about 3 or 4 years. He started out being homeless, but now the trails are his home. I don't know how he gets by. He gets by very cheaply. He just rented the tree last night for $10. That's why I had to pay $25 for a bed with electricity and everything else. On the other hand, he had full shower and bathroom privileges, and kitchen and all that stuff. So that is a much more frugal way to go. And I thought about, if I had to, I would have set the tent up, but it was still, I didn't know if we were out of the woods on the rain, and why pack a wet tent if you don't have to? With the hammock, it would have been different. I probably would have done a hammock, because when it gets rainy and wet and the ground is all nasty, it doesn't stick to the hammock. You got to set up right. It's just another day. You're off the ground. Part of the problem I don't like, most people don't like, because it gets wet and heavy. Well, the Dyneema doesn't really absorb water, so that's not the problem. The problem is all the mud and everything, and you're trying to pack up in it, and everything's laying in the mud. So when it's raining, I try and find a grass spot, or even just wet on the ground. I try and find a grassy spot rather than a clear dirt spot. And most of the spots that are good in the woods are clear dirt spots. Not so nice when it's wet. Then I'm filming people's houses and cars that go by. Look like they're out vacationing, or at least having a good time. This is the road on the way back to the trail, which I've got about, you'll see where he turns, where the road curves. Got to go a little bit past there, probably between those two mountains there. Be my best guess. And again, lost my gloves, found my gloves. I had one of them missing last night. I couldn't find it anywhere, so I figured I might have dropped it into the van that gave me the ride. And fortunately, they were also going to the same place, so I saw the people this morning and I just asked them, and they said, don't know. And then one of the kids went and checked the front seat where I was sitting, and lo and behold, there it was. So my gloves have been reunited again. Now, funny thing with the gloves on the trail, I have lost them at least 8 times, or had them separated, didn't know where they were, resolved that I was going to have to go ahead and buy another pair. And every time, within a day or two, they get found. Usually they're misplaced. Sometimes they're find me like that, where they really are gone, but they reappear. Fantastic. I wish everything I lost would do that. And, I'm wearing this stupid thing on my head, because I did lose my hat. So, but that's what this is for. Well, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning the lens right now with my gloves. Trying to. I could tell there was something on it. I need to do it with alcohol. An alcohol wipe. I don't know how this is going to come out until I get a chance to do that. But anyhow, so It keeps the sun off of most of my head. And it looks stupid, but it works. When it gets really hot, I try and get it wet. Put it on my head. Yeah, it's a useful device to buff all sorts of things. Look, there's water right down here. Flowing, too. So, this is a very nice area. I should probably turn the camera off and continue hiking and turn you back on when I have something important to say or to show you. I can hear voices coming from that direction. Could be kids playing in their yard. I can hear a vehicle behind me now. Oh, somebody's went the door. Oh, what time is it? Let me check the time. I think it's about 11, give or take a half an hour. It's 11:30. 11:31, to be more exact. I got my pills in me. I'm okay. And, alright. Stop threatening and actually turn it off. Bye-bye. Set camp up here and spend the night. Do like 2 nights here and then go up to the hostel. The hostel. And then you can go ahead and use the plumbing facilities and stuff and then come back for another 2 nights. This is gorgeous. This is the kind of spot people think of when they think of camping. Walking along I'd call this a river. I don't know what it's actually called. We're near Watauga Lake, or Watauga Lake, and I'm guessing that this feeds into it. Don't know for sure, but it would make sense. Anyhow, I've got about 8 miles left because the 9.6 included the walk from the hospital, which is what I suspected. So, it's about noon, so that would still be 8 o'clock, unless it is as nice as this, in which case I'll go faster. Alright, catch you later. Time to show you this one, since it is somewhat unusual. You got the great water coming down, but the bridge is mostly stone. I could see some cement or mortar, whatever it is, in between some of them, some of the bricks. And on the other side you have another stone support. And then you got a long wooden bridge. Interesting. You don't see them that elaborate and that intricate that often here. And this would be around 421, 422 mileage on the AT. So I don't know what it's called, but it's interesting. And there's a spot where I'm guessing you could dip down and get water if you had to.